Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 Pam, our second
Hi.
time author, Pam Ellis. Hi, Pam.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm glad to see you. I want to talk all about your book. So let's show everybody your new book.
All right, here's my new book.
I love
Augie
it.
Lost
I'm,
at the Zoo.
can you say it again, please?
Augie Lost at the Zoo.
Oh, tell us, what is this book about and who is it for?
It's actually for, well, teachers would really benefit, parents especially. It's about going to a crowded place and getting lost. And so, I mean, I personally had a fear about that when I was a child, and I know a lot of children do, and I know a lot of parents are very scared of losing their kids. In fact, when I was sharing my idea for the story with a couple friends, every one of them said, "Oh my God, when I took my kids to Disneyland, they disappeared and they were right there." And everybody had a story, so it sort of was
Yeah.
this little seed of an idea of how I could, integrate that more into the story. So there's discussion questions at the end, which is really helpful for parents. And I thought of parents when they're traveling in crowded
Hmm.
places and different places. So it talks about, who to look for if you need help, memorizing phone numbers, practical things like that. So,
Pam, I loved reading the story, and
yeah.
that's exactly what I was feeling. That fear as a parent came up. Of course, it's a beautiful story, an adventure. Augie goes on his second adventure. This is your second children's book. We'll talk about the first
Yeah.
book
Yeah.
soon, but I loved the adventure he went on. And then I also really appreciated that at the end, you had those important questions for me as a parent to know, okay, I should be doing this with my children.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I learned from you, and you have to have a moral to the story, but you don't want to be too preachy about it, right? So the
Right.
discussion questions really gives you an opportunity to get down to the nuts and bolts of what you're trying to get across without in the story making it not entertaining and too preachy. So anyway,
Well, you did a great job, Pam.
yeah, thank you.
So, and this is your second children's book in the series. So,
Yes.
what inspired you to write another book?
The little seed to write actually just blossomed with the first one, and I couldn't wait to get started on the second one, and it really just flowed. It was amazing how fast it came off, and I was like, wow. And then the editing process was so much easier. And when I sent it off to your amazing editor, Sharon Jennings, she's like, this works. This is great. And it was really minor tweaks. And so I just felt so good about that. I thought I learned so much through the,
Oh, God.
yeah, it was really great. And just um, the process of doing it the second time, I compare it to learning to drive a car. When you first you learn all this stuff and then you get out there on the road and you're like, well, wait, now what was I supposed to do in this situation? I mean, even if you could teach yourself how to drive a car, would you take it out on the freeway in a big city? No, it would be insanity, right? And so your team um, helps all of that, teaches you how to drive the car, teaches you what to do when you're out there on the freeway with it. So, but it just went a lot smoother this time because I've already driven that car in traffic,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was much easier.
I
But
really like that
yeah,
analogy. That's so good.
yeah.
So, Pam, do you have your first book there? I'm sure you do.
I,
Please
I
show
do.
everybody.
Okay,
Yes.
this is my first book, Augie's Big Leap, and it's a great
Yes.
Christmas. It's all Christmas. He's a Christmas tree ornament that comes to life, and now that he's, you know, going, there we go.
There we
Now,
go.
now that he's off the tree and can really adventure, he can get into all kinds of predicaments. But the original book, he has to overcome fears and
Mm-hmm.
that are holding him back. And so that's the whole message on that first one, because who doesn't have fears that hold you back? And so now he's free to roam the world.
Oh, I love the second adventure. I love the first book, of course, because Augie is such a fun character. He's a Christmas tree ornament that comes to life. So hold your
Right.
books up one more time. I want to
And
tell all of our,
I won't go upside down this time.
No, there we go. I want to tell all of our viewers that both books, of course,
Yes,
today is all about Augie Lost at the Zoo.
right.
This is the book launch day. Today it's available on Amazon. But while you're there, the holidays are just around the corner. Grab a copy of Augie's. Could you pull it up again? It's Augie's Big Leap, right?
Yes, Augie's
Augie's
Big
Big Leap.
Leap. Right, right.
There we go.
This
Yeah.
year, for Christmas, I do craft fairs and that sort of thing. So I'm making lots of Augie merchandise, little
Oh,
Augie
good.
ornaments, and this and that. So that's pretty fun.
Yes. Okay. And where can people find you? How do they know where to go find you? What craft shows you're at?
Um, that information I actually don't have all that nailed down yet, but they can find me at pamandaugie.com is my website, and I'll be
Okay.
selling merchandise on that. And I'll be
Okay.
selling my book on that also, but they can get it on Amazon, which at this point I would encourage them to just get it on Amazon
For
because I
sure.
don't even have mine yet.
Okay, good. Well, today is book launch day. So, friends, make sure to go to Amazon to grab a copy of this book. It's there in soft cover, hardcover, ebook format. The children in your life are going to love Augie just as much as we do. So, Pam,
Yeah.
you told us a little bit about how it was so much easier to write and publish the second book.
Mhm.
Talk to us about some challenges because we know that challenges always surface. What would you say was the biggest challenge when writing this book, this second book?
I, honestly, I mentioned that the writing flowed, and your team is so amazing to support you in every way, all the way. You handheld hold all of us so well, and you're so available for questions and mistakes and everything. I mean, so I would say the challenging part for most people my age, we're not big fans of social media. We're not real comfortable doing all that. So, and you have to do that to promote your books. I think I would say that piece of it, the marketing, for some people they really take to it, but for a lot of us, we don't. So
Hmm.
that's the
Hmm.
challenging part. It's not the writing and the getting the book out, that because you guys are so great with that.
Hmm. Well, I understand that. And thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of people will see themselves in what you're sharing. I love that you're going into craft shows, promoting the book, promoting your merchandise. I did that at the beginning also. And that's where you really get to meet your audience, your people, right? Yes, the adults buying for the kids, but school visits, it's also fun. And I know we don't love social media, but here we go, right? Here we
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
We grow, and we should always be growing. So I like to see how you've embraced that and
Yeah.
just a little bit every time, a
Yeah.
little bit more
Yeah.
every time.
All right.
So here you are with your second children's book. How does it feel to have another book out in the world for you?
Fantastic. I feel very proud of myself. And
Hmm.
Augie would like to have another adventure or two or three or whatever. So at the very end of the book, it leaves it open for
I
more
caught that.
alcoholic.
Yes. Can
So
you give us a glimpse? Do you have any idea for the third book, like where it'll
not
take Augie?
not exactly, because when I was writing, I mean, I have lots of different stories in mind, but at the while I was writing it, I there's a character in the book that um, and I never mind. You just have to look and see, not telling. But I don't have a specific story because that came to me while I was writing this book. That like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, and you should have
Right.
a tie together, and Sharon taught me that you tie it together with the different books, and so that would be a good tie-in. And between the two of these characters,
Hmm.
it's endless what
It's
predicament they
true.
get into.
It's true. I love that you did introduce us to a couple of new characters. And of course, I love the little girls in the story.
Which are my
But yes,
grandchildren.
yes, yes, yes. So
They're
sweet. So,
getting quite grown up now, but
okay, I was going to ask you, what was their reaction to the first book and now the second book with them as the little girls in the
they
in the
have
book?
they haven't seen it yet. It's
Okay.
kind of a surprise. Yeah. They
What
know
did
I'm
they?
doing it, but they haven't seen it and they don't know much about it. So
Okay.
I
Well,
decided to
what?
just, let it flow.
Yeah.
It's,
What did they think about Grandma being an author with your first book?
they're the ones that encouraged me to do it.
Hmm. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet.
If they say, Gigi, you should publish this, what could I do? What choice do you have? You have to do it, right?
Right. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so
Really, do you
sweet.
think? Yeah, but they planted that seed, and so yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, why not? And then you popped up, so just started
Well,
following that path, and here I am. I
yeah.
thought, yeah,
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you to your granddaughters. Here we are now with two amazing children's books that children can have, right? That we can all be sharing with the kids in our lives.
yeah,
So, Pam, now
yeah.
I want to ask you, I always love pieces of advice for our viewers. Now, this being your second book, what advice do you have for an author who may be thinking about, should I publish my second book in their series or a brand new book? What advice do you have for them?
I think after you've done your first book and you've gotten past a lot of those fears, and it is sort of a, you know, adventure down a long hall of questions and doors. How do I do this? How do I do this? But now all that's like you know all that stuff, or you know what's in store for you if you were to write another book. So, I mean, I think the choice to write that second book is easier than the first one because you have less
Mhm.
fears and less unknown things. Um, uh, just like the first one, just do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, that's great.
know?
Good
Why-
advice.
I mean, why not?
Right, right. Okay, I love that. I hope that you're all listening to that. If it's your first book, you can definitely do this. If it's your second book, just go for it. It's much, much easier.
It was
So,
more fun. The second one was a
mhm,
lot more fun. I mean,
mhm,
the writing part was fun, and then I kind of knew some of your team members, and so I understood the process, and so I could relax a little bit and just like
yeah.
enjoy the process.
Yeah, I like to hear that. That's so good. So, friends, today the book is available on Amazon. Make sure to go grab a copy of this book, grab a copy of both books. I've already started thinking of my Christmas list for my kids and my grandbaby. I don't know if all of you have started, but of course, like the
No,
seed has been, I haven't purchased anything, but I've already started thinking.
well,
So
check
I want
out
to
my
tell
Augie merchandise. There might be something there.
for sure, for sure. Pam, before we go, is there anything else that you would like to share or anything you wish I would have asked you?
No, I think we covered everything. Thank you. Yeah, well, I'd just like to say thank you again to you and your team and making this possible and making it such a pleasurable experience. So
Well,
everybody's
it,
always so warm and great.
hmm, yeah. Well, it's our pleasure. We love doing what we do. We love making dreams come true with publishing your children's book. I know this is your second book, but um, it's the same feelings are there. A lot of people want to write a book for a long time, so it's our pleasure to be able to help you. I know for you, it was your grandbabies, your granddaughters. Now, I hope they enjoy your book launch day, have fun, and enjoy it. Now you get to share Augie with the rest of the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Well, thank you, friends, for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you. And Pam, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you too, Miriam.
Thank you.